Rush Limbaugh brags that Henry Kissinger and the admitted CIA agent William F. Buckley gave him his start, gave him his job, put him where he is. Roger Ailes of Fox News. He has repeatedly over the years attacked PrisonPlanet.com and Infowars.com, saying that world government doesn't exist. There's no New World Order, no carbon tax, none of it. I don't want to fight with Rush Limbaugh. I agree with him on the Second Amendment and a lot of issues. I certainly agree with him in many areas more than I agree with Barack Obama. But it's Republican in name only. But I have to respond to Rush Limbaugh. Yesterday, off and on throughout the show, he plugged PrisonPlanet.com. The top of RushLimbaugh.com for about 7 hours yesterday was PrisonPlanet.com. In fact, we have screen shots of that here. I want to show everybody. I've actually been doodling on this screenshot, unfortunately, but everybody can look at it here. Some of my doodles, because I didn't know he was going to remove it all. And it says Prison Planet with hurricanes at 30-year low. Gore turns to Photoshop. And then later in the day, he made it a smaller headline and had this page, this archive of his transcript, with this image, but it said PrisonPlanet.com at the top. And I didn't know that Rush would censor himself or edit himself or put it in the Orwellian memory hole. I'm sure somebody got a screenshot of it. We didn't. I just have this latest printout. He removed PrisonPlanet.com from the image that they photoshopped of our news article with Rush standing over it. In fact, give folks a close shot. Everything in this is the same, except that it had PrisonPlanet.com at the top. It had the header of our website, and he plugged PrisonPlanet.com in the transcript. That has now been removed. So this morning, I was going to come on air today and marvel at why would Rush Limbaugh, after attacking PrisonPlanet.com specifically, and myself more than a dozen times over the years that I've heard. I don't listen to Rush a lot. I'm on at the same time as Rush. I haven't seen Rush Limbaugh say Ron Paul's dangerous, Ron Paul's bad, his supporters should be arrested. I haven't seen him say the bailouts are good. He was never against Ron Paul. He was against the bailouts from the beginning. I think Rush Limbaugh is a lot better than Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck said he was for the bailout and we had to do it. Later, he said he never said that, even though we have the video clip. He's badmouthed Ron Paul. Now he says he likes him. But just a month ago, called him a kook again on his radio show. I don't want to fight with Glenn Beck. I don't want to fight with Glenn Beck's listeners. That's not good for my radio show. That's a lot of my audience is libertarians and conservatives that are waking up. But I have to tell the truth. When Glenn Beck comes out and flip-flops and Benedict Arnold's against the only real Americans we've got in Congress like Ron Paul, and then acts like he's friendly later to co-opt our movement and our Tea parties, it is extremely upsetting to me. Very, very upsetting. But now this whole Rush Limbaugh thing, I was like, why is Rush Limbaugh his top story for half the day, PrisonPlanet.com? You go to the article, it's my picture, my face over there, everything. Limbaugh knows who my sites. They all know. Glenn Beck, a few days ago, I got mentioned on his show on TV. He turned red in the face, looked really upset, started shaking his head. Why did Limbaugh do this? Well, now the media's picked up on the fact, George Soros' front group, Media Matters, they'll be the arbiter. They'll be the media watchdog group by the crook in chief, one of Obama's biggest supporters, one of the biggest frontmen for this global government. I mean, I've seen 5 articles, 6 articles last week. He's been on Lair NewsHour, Bill Moyers, CNN, calling for New World Order, calling for world government. Soros came out and attacked Limbaugh for plugging me because they're afraid of my information that's real and could save this country. True constitutionalism taking over the Republican Party. They want to keep it blue blood and CIA. And they're afraid that their listeners and their supporters are going off the fake Republican Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck reservation. But I will say Limbaugh, analyzing him, is not 1/10 as bad as Glenn Beck. That's what makes them dangerous, though, is they pose as us. They're right on so much, but only right so far so they can betray us. Now, about 10 minutes ago, I said, print me the Rush Limbaugh transcript off his site. And they said, it's gone. Prison Planet's gone. The Photoshop they did of the Prison Planet website is gone. It's all gone. It's all gone. And I was getting emails saying, you're nuts. Rush Limbaugh didn't talk about prison. It's not like, ooh, he talked about it. Big deal. It's a big deal in that he would do it, but not a big deal to be on the site. Infowars.com, prisonplanet.com, go to Alexa.com and compare rushlimbaugh.com to prisonplanet.com or Infowars.com. Both of my sites completely dwarf them. In fact, do that, guys. Go to Alexa.com, and at the top it says put in your URL, put in Infowars, and then beside Infowars, it says compare site, put Rush Limbaugh in, and it will let you compare the graphs. And you will see, we absolutely dwarf Rush Limbaugh. It's kind of like big newspapers that are maybe 50 times smaller than Infowars.com. They might make $100 million a year, whereas the website doesn't make $1 million. It's all perception that they're the big authority. They're the big... See, that's why, number one, I'm a moral person. Number two, I never sold out to any of these people because why? It's all an illusion. I want to be real. I want to have real change. I'm into real freedom. But to have Rush Limbaugh edit this. Hey, Aaron, come on in here. Maybe you can show him how to do it. Come on in here. Oh, look, put that up on screen. We've got the Photoshops side by side. Rush Limbaugh censors mention of Prison Planet from his own archives. And then you can see the original Prison Planet Photoshop. You can see the new one they did. But then he also took the term prisonplanet.com out of the transcript. But we're going to play the actual audio here in a minute as fair use to document this. But, Aaron, you use Alexa sometimes. If they don't know how to use it, they're going to have trouble. You just go to Alexa. It says here, it says put your URL in here. Put Infowars.com in. It'll pull up a graph of Infowars.com. Put up the max graph. Click max. And it says compare sites, and then put rushlimbaugh.com next to us and show them that graph.
Yeah, no problem. By the way, I have a screenshot from when it was the top headline yesterday.
Good. Give that to Paul. Give that to Paul. Awesome. But just go out there and I'm not saying you guys don't know how, but Alexa's weird if you don't know how to use it. Okay. Oh, so you already have it. Okay. So for viewers, first put up. No, I know, but I'm saying first put this up for everybody. I want to put that up for everybody so they can see the Photoshop for everybody. Or Aaron can go do it and send you a screenshot. That's the way to do it then. But again, this is real radio. This is not scripted. We're here, radio/TV, reaching millions of people a week, and the system's scared. So I don't know how Limbaugh would know that was us, put it up, and then censor it. Maybe hires up who control it said take it off because they're very scared of legitimizing us. Let's go ahead and go to Paul Watson. Paul Watson, this story just gets crazier and crazier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting how it was up there for so long before they removed it. Now, I mean, Limbaugh attacked us and mentioned us by name in, I think it was 2007. Remember when the drunk football player crashed a private plane into the New York apartment block? And we wrote a story explaining how Fox News and the neocons were exploiting it to remind people about 9/11. And then the next day, Limbaugh attacked us for that and mentioned us by name. So he knows who we are. I mean, when he ordered his webmaster to link to us right at the top of his website, he knew who we were. He knew what the website was. And then it was up there all day. And as he said, Media Matters and other liberals started picking up on it and using it to attack Limbaugh, saying he's now associated with us. And then today we look back in the archives and the date is the 19th for yesterday, and he's removed the image of Prison Planet. He's removed the article link. He's changed it to a Newsbusters link, which is essentially the same story. And he's even edited his own transcript to take out the part where he says prisonplanet.com, which is, it's proven that he said that because we've got the YouTube. So, I mean, I think he probably, him or his the people who run his website, started getting a ton of emails yesterday afternoon from these Free Republic type neocons who really hate our guts, and any Alex Jones material is aggressively banned from Free Republic and those kind of websites. And he just probably got a lot of emails, and eventually just said remove it, and it's gone. It's memory hold.
But see, all Free Republic and Rush Limbaugh and people are doing by being neocons is making themselves obsolete and not even pertinent in the debate. I mean, Limbaugh and others are still saying there's no world government when it's openly being announced. All we're doing is covering what's really happening. And we don't want to be enemies with any of these people. And we understand they're part of the fake right wing, you know, that has to try to keep conservatives and libertarians on their reservation, on their plantation.